Hello, I'm Janice and I hope you're all doing well. I am currently in Singapore again. For those of you that clicked on this video because you purely wanted to watch the flight, I'll put a timestamp right here so you can jump right to it. But for those who are curious as to why I'm in Singapore again, even though I think a couple months ago I was here, this is why. Hello, we are heading to the airport again in 15 minutes. I have a 10 a.m. flight today, and this is a pretty special trip. Whew, okay, I think we're good. I think we have everything I need. Okay, just got through immigration. That was so busy. It took, I don't even know how long it took, but I think it took me half an hour to get from, that departure gate to getting through all the security checks. Anyway, my next flight is actually Qantas. So I'm going to head to the Qantas lounge. I actually haven't been to the Qantas lounge in the Sydney airport since pre-COVID, so I'm keen to see how it's changed. Not the Amex lounge this time. The food variety is actually very similar to the Amex lounge. So you had your typical breakfast items. So there's sausage, eggs, bacon. There's also coffee, which I've got a soy cap, and then they've got a pretty good variety of fruit. They actually refill it pretty quickly, which I appreciate. And there's also croissants, muffins, and muesli. So yeah, also what I do really like is that this space is a lot bigger. But I don't know if I mentioned earlier, I am heading to Hong Kong today. Okay, so the reason I was going to Hong Kong was because I was going there for my grandma's 90th birthday. Initially, she didn't want to have a big celebration, but then one of my uncles from overseas decided to go back, and then one of my aunties from overseas decided to go back as well, and then a couple of our cousins were like, we're going back too. And very quickly, all of us kind of made the decision to all fly back and have this huge celebration. And this was this decision-making process was all done a month before her birthday celebration. So it was actually a really rushed process. But yeah, that's why I was flying to Hong Kong, and you're all caught up to speed now. It seems like there's not too many people right now. There's no one sitting next to me, and when I kind of chose my seat, there was no one sitting next to me as well. So fingers crossed I get both these seats to myself. Okay, I have just landed in Hong Kong. I've already taken my hoodie off. I need to take this off as well once I get into the car. It is so humid. It is so different to Sydney. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I can't wait to see the rest of the family. It's gonna be my parents, my grandma, my uncles, my aunties, my cousins. Everyone's gonna be there tonight for dinner, and then we are going to plan for a big birthday dinner in 2 days. Oh, have I told you that? I'm here for my grandma's 90th birthday. We have dinner for how many people? 12 people, and my mom is 11 people, and my mom is cooking up a storm. So this is going to be blanched. This tastes great with soy sauce and chili. 唔熱嘅咩啲水？你咁樣彈落去，你唔會彈到隻手。 All right, we are now heading to my grandma's 90th birthday party. There's like a room booked out and we're gonna have like a lot of food tonight, which I'm super excited about. And I also brought my other camera and I'll be taking photos for everyone for the night. That is a role that I self-assigned to myself. I was thinking, I don't know, maybe I can create like a photo book or something afterwards. Anyway, we are heading into, there are like so many different malls here in Hong Kong, and they all sort of have like a range of different restaurants. And yeah, today we've booked one of the restaurants here. I've been here before. The food here it's pretty good. It is currently 6:30 in the morning. Good morning. I'm currently heading to Singapore. Fingers crossed my flight will take off because right now it is Typhoon 8. And the airport was a little bit chaotic because a lot of people, I guess with later flights, they came into the airport a little bit early, I think to spend the night, just because like some public transport gets cancelled and then taxi gets super expensive when it's Typhoon 8. But yeah, hopefully no delays. So yeah, I landed in Singapore a day ago and I'm leaving tonight. So from Hong Kong, I went to Singapore for a couple days, and when I was organizing my flight back to Sydney, I found a business classic rewards flight on Qantas. Essentially what this means is instead of paying around $3,700, I can pay a combination of points and taxes and be able to get that business class seat. So the points was 67,500 points, and out of pocket, I paid $241. I'm really excited because I haven't been on a Qantas business class flight since pre-COVID. It's been a while. I thought I might take this opportunity to show you that right now they have like a Marvel thing going on. So there's like a huge Iron Man right in front of me. And then sort of around the rain vortex, there's different installations dedicated to Marvel stuff. Every time I come to Jewel Changi, I always feel like there is so much to do and I can never get sick of how beautiful this looks. I've been to the Qantas Business Lounge in Singapore once before and I loved it, so I do want to maximize the amount of time that I'm going to be spending there today. It's already 4 o'clock and my flight is at 8. That was super quick. I got here at 4. My flight is actually not until 8, like 8:30, and I was able to check in. But I did see like on the panel of, what do you call it, where they have all the flights listed. You know what I'm talking about, right? There are flights that leave at like 11:30, but there's an early check-in option like right now. So you can potentially check in like 7 to 8 hours earlier than your flight. So, I've been here once before and the food that's available today is quite similar to the last time that I was here. I'll link that video in my description as well in case you're curious. but there is a range of salads. There is some hot food, there's a selection of desserts, and also there's this all-day dining menu where you can get their signature laksa, and then today there's actually a pasta as well. It is currently 15 to 5. My flight boards at 7:30, so I've got about 2 and a bit hours to spend in the lounge. So yeah. So I wasn't actually able to get a direct flight from Singapore to Sydney, so I'm actually going from Singapore to Melbourne. I had about a 2-hour layover in Melbourne, and then I'm going from Melbourne to Sydney. And one thing that I'm super excited about is flying business on domestic. I've never flown business on any domestic flights because I'm always of the view that like Sydney to Melbourne is like an hour. I don't need to fly business for an hour flight, but today I'll be able to experience it, and I'm going to take you along as well, of course. Alright, I spent about 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours at the lounge. And now I'm heading to my gate. Okay, I don't think I've ever been on an A380 in business class before, so this is a first for me and it's super exciting. I've just put through my order for dinner and also for breakfast tomorrow. I think I ordered quite a bit for breakfast. I'll show you everything when it all comes. But yeah, we are now about to take off. We got given welcome drinks once we got on. There were juices, champagne, water, and we got given this little amenity bag which had moisturizers, a dental kit, earplugs, an eye mask, socks, and Qantas PJs. This was the drinks menu. Pause it if you want to read it. And this is everything I ordered for breakfast. And it wasn't too long until we took off. The configuration of these seats were 2-2-2, but even though I was in the window seat, there's still enough room to get out without disturbing the person next to me. So this is what the seat looks like. There's a light at the top, I'm not really sure what this was. There's water on the side. This seat also had lots of controls. They even have a massage function. There's also the seat cover for when you want to sleep, but more on that later. Started with the movies. Guess what I'm watching? Look, even when my leg rest is fully extended, there's still space to walk at the very end. And not too long after, it was dinner. We got to choose between tofu ginger dumplings with udon, fried chicken sandwich, or fish with butter, mash, and cabbage. I'm always a bit hesitant about fish on a flight, so I opted for the fried chicken sandwich, which also came with a piece of bread and butter. This is the dessert and a cheese plate. This chicken was not too tough on the inside, and it was actually really tasty. This dessert though, super yummy. It's pandan kaya sponge with lychee yogurt and coconut. And then not long after, I made my bed, which pretty much involved just adding the seat cover on and then pushing a button to turn it into a lie flat seat. I'm rarely able to sleep on planes, but I did actually get some sleep this time, at least 3 hours. And then it was breakfast. I wanted to show you as much of the menu as possible, but I only just realized as I'm editing this that they forgot to give me the juice. I'm sorry about that, guys, but here's everything else. There is muesli with oat milk, a bacon and egg roll, which tasted better than it looked, fruit, and this coffee. And by then, we were almost in Melbourne and the flight was over. Just arrived in Melbourne. I haven't been to Melbourne since pre-COVID. Oh my goodness, I just realized that as I was walking outside, which is freezing by the way. But I need to head to the departure gates. I think that's upstairs. So right now, I'm trying to find a lift. Just arrived at the Qantas lounge. It is currently 7:25 and I landed at like 5:45, so it's like a 1.5 hour ordeal. It's like a good range of food here. It's actually a pretty big lounge as well. There's like a massive bar area, there's coffee, there's also like breakfast items. You can juice your own juice. And then there's like, toast and croissants and stuff like that. And there's egg and bacon. A lot of these seats are just like facing the tarmac. You just get to watch planes fly in and out. Alright, this was my 1 hour flight from Melbourne to Sydney. Although these leather seats don't lie flat, they're very comfortable to sit in. And we got a meal even though it was only a 1 hour flight. So this is bread with butter and jam, yogurt, muesli, juice and coffee. And the hour just zoomed by. And that's pretty much it for this video. I can talk all day about credit card points. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. New videos every week. I see you in my next video next week. Bye. I am always super curious about like the prices of things overseas. And one thing that I use to gauge, which I don't know if it's the most accurate kind of gauge, I feel like the price of McDonald's might be a better like estimate. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I look at coffee and I checked out coffees at Starbucks and then also another place called I think Coffee Tea Leaf or something. And one oat latte, it was a pretty big cup. It was $10.20. And like the Singaporean dollar is stronger than the Aussie dollar at the moment, so like that's close to $11 for one cup of coffee. Crazy. Having said that, a super delicious plate of chicken rice is around 5 to 6 Singaporean dollars. So that one is a lot more affordable than in Australia, which can go for like 12, 13, 14 bucks just for a plate of chicken rice.